Yeah. Yeah. Come and never sleep on me. Eyes on my chain, 숙여 너의 고개를 what you looking at fool. 너의 눈 허리 멍청했고 find your comfort from another, yeah. I go low like undercover, yeah. Wanna know my name, 죽지 않은 일은 위에 부어버려 기름. Yes, you can even guess me, cause I'm baby. High low 확실해, not like maybe, yeah. Devil let me welcome to my palace. 찾지 않아 Alice, you just keep on wonder. You just keep on wonder. 찾지 않아 Alice, but in 너의 memory. I just pop a bin, Danny have been. 나는 걸어 Boeing 747, 날개 위.
What's up, everybody? So we're back one more time. Talk about Bond. So Colton Flatt, Caleb Mabry, welcome to both of y'all. And we're here to go over 1954's Casino Royale. So, Colton, what'd you think about it?
Well, I did not hate it. I thought it was pretty interesting. It lost my attention at some parts, but for the most part, like they did pretty good with what they had.
That's pretty much how I feel. I mean, it's definitely of its time.
Yeah.
If you go into it with that mindset, you can enjoy it. I really did enjoy it a lot more than I thought I would.
Yeah.
I sort of looked at it as a reimagining, even though that's not what it is. Like, well, I guess it could be if, like, if you'd read the novels prior, this would be like, because it's an American James Bond, is what it is. It's a cool way it's a cool angle on the character, I guess.
It's kind of funny, like that they felt like they had to make James Bond American.
I get it.
Like, and
yeah.
And did you notice who he works for?
No,
it's the CIA, right?
Well, I mean, it would logically be the CIA, but they call it Combined Intelligence.
That's right. Yeah.
So what I figure is maybe they didn't know what CIA stood for, Central Intelligence.
That wasn't public knowledge then.
Maybe they just thought they were coming up with the right meaning. I don't know, but
not a bad guess.
Yeah, but yeah, like I remember the first time okay, actually before I tell this story, is this a first viewing for you guys?
Yes.
Oh no, this is like I've seen this like 100 times. Dude.
Oh yeah.
No.
Oh. So this is your first?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I remember my first.
I mean, Caleb, I didn't know. I mean,
that kind of surprised me because, like, as a kid, I know we have discussed this at length, and I'm beating a dead horse at this point, but like, I was everything James Bond, so the fact that I'd never seen this was kind of surprising.
Well, like I was thinking, maybe somebody like that was into it, like your dad was. Because I mean, I think of your dad like he's somebody who probably knows about, everything that there is to do with Bond.
Yeah, I imagine if I were to ask him, he would say something to the effect, "Yeah, I heard of that," or
no, like
I'd be like, "What the hell? What in the hell, Bobber?"
So
what is this great value James Bond crap?
Whenever I first watched it, we were in high school. And it's probably around the time that, like, I was talking to you in high school. But, I really should have brought it out here and showed it. But, like, I have this on DVD.
John, they're not going to believe you have half the stuff you have just because we never show it.
Never show it.
I'm glad you said that. You guys keep going, but I've got some things. I've got a lot of things that I've been meaning to show and bring on the show, and this is one of them. If I assume whoever is watching this saw the last episode, No Time to Die, I meant to show that. That is a coin.
Oh yeah, that's dope.
So did you say your dad got that for you?
He did, yeah.
Man, that is awesome. Like,
pretty cool.
Yeah. Like, I thought that was really cool, man.
Yeah. I know it's not relevant here, but if I didn't show it now, I'm liable to never show it. Kind of like the bulldog. So
Jonathan did end up showing the bulldog off there, right?
he did, yeah.
Okay. That was an
Which,
important one.
in his defense, it was still relevant for that movie too. He shot did wasn't in No Time to Die when you, yeah.
That was the one I brought it in.
Mhm.
Definitely relevant.
But yeah, that's really cool, Caleb, for real.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm proud of that.
Yeah. Like, I mean, dude, that'll be something you'll probably like always have like for the rest of your life.
I hope so. Like,
Like
as
but
I'm prone to losing things. I hope that's not one of them.
so let's just get into the nitty-gritty, I guess. So it starts off with a little bit of action, we get the guy shooting at Bond and get like a little bit of the famous 007 wit whenever what is it like the guy's like, are you the guy that was shot? And he's like, no, I was the guy that was missed, or whatever that line was. Like
Yeah.
it's
That
like
was
some
gold.
what'd you say?
That was actually gold. I really enjoyed that.
Like some prototype, Eon stuff here.
Yeah. Is
Um,
this the part where he uh sorry, I thought I was lagging out, but it's gonna happen. I'm going to lag out.
oh yeah, you will
I
at some
am.
point. You always do.
Yeah. Is this the part where he tells the guy, he's like, I guess they needed the practice or something. I thought that was another pretty witty line.
Um,
Oh, I want to point out the one similarity that I noticed between this movie and the 2006 version. No gun barrel at the beginning.
yeah. So
Very similar.
um,
I'm sorry, Jonathan. It looked like I made you lose
you're
your train
good. You're good. You're good. So let me ask you this: what about old Clarence Slider? What do you think about what they've done to the characters? Like, I mean, it's so strange. Like, so we got American James Bond, Jimmy Bond, card sense Jimmy Bond. Um,
Is that his rank instead of 007? It's card sense.
card sense. Um, so then we got Clarence Slider, so it's like a British Felix Slider. Then we've got Valerie Mathis, which is like a combination of Vesper and Mathis together.
Imagine the uproar if Bond had slept with Mathis in the newer Casino Royale.
Oh my God, dude. I didn't even consider that. I don't like that
So,
Not a fan.
at all.
what do you think about Lashif in this movie?
Dude, I know that actor from somewhere. I have seen him in something.
I mean, he's a
He's
very
like
famous
Show.
actor.
Well, he
always
looks like a
something.
Looney Tunes villain.
I'm gonna have to be honest with you, man. Like, I really like his portrayal of Lashif.
I do too.
Like, I mean, whenever I picture the novel version of Lashif, it is this guy right here. He does such a good job of it. Like,
Yeah.
it is amazing.
I want to say this guy is a lot more accurate to the novel
Yes.
description of Le Chiffre.
Yes, very much.
Sorry.
Like, I mean,
Le Chiffre.
yeah. Yeah, like whenever I mean, like I said, whenever I visualize, like whenever I'm reading the novel,
Yeah.
Casino Royale, I'm visualizing the characters. Yeah, this guy's totally what I view as Lashif.
Yeah. I thought toad-like creature was a very
Yeah.
good way to describe him. Was that Clarence that said
Yeah,
that?
Clarence is the one that said that. I mean,
Yeah.
like it says the toad-like creature.
I'm surprised that wasn't bleeped out on
I
1954
know.
television.
So can I pull on a thread here? Is at this point in time had was it which James Bond novel is it where he's the guy's a cipher?
The what?
That's Casino Royale. Yeah, that's
Is it Casino
Lashif.
Royale?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
You talking about the guy's name is the cipher?
No,
Oh,
I was getting comparisons. Maybe it isn't the Casino Royale. Maybe the novels are blending together really bad for me.
you're not thinking of For Motion with Love, are you?
I feel like I'm thinking of Moonraker's novel
I don't
for
know.
some reason. I'm
You,
sorry.
I'm not saying that you're not on to something. I believe you are. I can't fill in the blanks.
I'm sorry. If
No, you're
I can
good.
organize my thoughts by the end of the pod, I'll bring up this point again.
All
I
right.
apologize.
Oh, nothing to apologize for, man.
But as far as Barry Nelson as Jimmy Bond, I feel like, I mean, they didn't really have a blueprint to go by at this point, man. For the first on-screen depiction, it's not bad.
Yeah, I'm going to follow up on what you just said. Like Barry Nelson said in interviews, he's like, I didn't even know who James Bond was whenever I did this. We just,
Right.
I just, just tried to do my best, and it was
Somebody
go ahead.
somebody gave him a script
Yeah.
with lines and said, "Show up tomorrow and say these lines." Yeah, I think he did. He did the best with what he was given.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I really don't think he did bad either. I've heard some people be rather cruel to this, like upon reflection, and I'm just like, man, I don't really see what there is to be mad about here. I don't think it's bad. I mean, there's nothing here that I'm going to think is amazing or anything. I mean, I don't know, Peter Lorre's portrayal of the Chief is really good, but I mean,
Yes,
nothing
yeah,
that
it
I'm
is.
just like, going to ride home about the rest of the movie. But I mean, I don't think it's bad though.
I even like the take on a lighter here. He wanting to call him Felix.
Yeah. Um,
I,
so I do think it's interesting, that of course we would go on to see Eon, become very, very complacent with taking liberties about the source material, like, doing their own thing, like, like the way they did with like Moonraker, they changed everything up.
Yeah,
Um, I mean, this rendition of Casino Royale, I think, stays pretty on the nose to the novel. Besides
yeah.
the fact that we don't get the whole Vesper betrayal and all that.
That's another thing that I sort of kept in mind. Like, this is an anthology show, so they're limited by time.
Yeah,
They're limited by budget, I'm sure. So the fact that they were able to condense the story into what, 45 minutes,
mm-hmm.
and yeah, it's competently made.
so I think I connected my thoughts, you guys. Not to interrupt, but when he's talking to Lashif and he's talking about being found after the the war with no memory, right? Is that what he said? Is that what Lashif
Maybe.
said?
Yeah, I think I know what scene you're talking about, but I don't remember the dialogue word for
Is
word.
is that not pulling from the Moonraker novel?
You're talking
Or am
about
I getting the movie and the novel confused?
no, I mean, like, I see where you're going with this because Hugo Drax,
Yeah.
was found, like I know what you're talking about, yeah.
Yeah,
But
that's what I'm talking about. Am I pulling
also,
the wrong threads?
yeah, like pretty much what they're talking about here is like in the novel Casino Royale, like they're talking about like Lashif's kind of like his backstory.
Yes.
And like he was just like he was found in a concentration camp
Okay.
after World War II and like, just kind of like a drifter, And they call him the cipher or the the number or whatever because he could do all these But yeah, like it was they found him like in a concentration camp.
Okay, well, my bad. Like, I guess I don't remember that from the Casino Royale novel, and I guess I did remember the other thing from the Moonraker novel. So that's on me. Sorry, guys.
I'm glad you brought that up. I'm glad you were able to put that into words, I guess, because it jogged this thought of mine. So I think again, this is where Clarence and Bond are talking about the mission, and he's describing Lashif and says that he keeps 3 razor blades, one in the brim of his hat and one in his shoe, and the third one somewhere else. I can't remember. But anyway,
Cigarette case.
so okay, is that where they got? So is that in the novel?
Yes.
To begin with.
Yes.
Okay, so is that where they got the idea for Odd Job and Rosa Klebb?
I don't know. Maybe so.
Okay.
Guys, if I had just looked at the dates here on my phone, I would have remembered that this came out in 1954 and Moonraker came out in 1955.
I was going to bring that up. I did not think that Moonraker had been written yet, but
That's on me. My apologies.
I do think it like all right, so this isn't like, the cream of the crop of 007, media, but I will say this.
Speak for yourself.
I will say this. I do think it's special seeing an adaptation of a James Bond novel set at the, I mean, like not just be like a period piece, be like actually coming out in the 50s. I think that's cool. You know what I mean?
Yes, that is probably the biggest thing that I took away from this.
Yeah, like
it was the setting. I thought that was so cool.
Like
Yeah.
actually
it's well
coming out around the time that it's set. So
that my imagination started going wild when like I was a few minutes into it and I was thinking like, man, this is sort of what I want, maybe as like a parallel series,
yeah.
running along the what we traditionally know as the Bond series, but like just like a period piece like this, but modernized, and I don't mean in a modern setting. I mean with good, better cameras, better sets, better audio, for the love of God.
The lighting was atrocious at points.
Yeah.
I see where the Connery era got its influence. They definitely took that from this movie, I think.
So
namely the Goldfinger fight at the beginning, where he holds dude's leg like a guitar and then
dude, I love that. I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah.
So I want to tell you something. So like you were just talking about like a series to run parallel to the main series.
Yeah.
So here's what I think it would be cool to do. Have like a Netflix show or like a HBO Max or whatever, like a mini series. And it could be set like after the last Fleming novel, but like be on the novel timeline and have have like a 40 to 45 to 50-year-old Bond, like in the late 60s and maybe the early 70s.
Yeah.
And like it be like really dark, you know what I mean? Like not going to space and everything. I'm talking about like just dark, like, back alley murder and like real spy stuff, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
and that's another thing that I took from this. This is actually surprisingly dark and gritty.
Yeah.
For 1954 standards, mind you.
Television.
Yes, but like some of the themes in this show, or this depiction of Bond, or depiction of this story, however you want to look at it, I think it's safe to say this is a darker take than a lot of the Roger Moore movies. And that's not a dig at Roger Moore. I'm just saying, like, it surprised me at how gritty they were actually able to make it. And it's still, well, I don't know if it really did that well, but like it made it on television. So
Yeah. One thing
They
I
kept
do
it
want
from
to go ahead.
they kept it from having a lot of cheese factor.
I
Like
guess that's what, yeah, I guess that's what I was trying to say because I guess I kind of went into it expecting like 1960s Batman.
yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
I was gonna compare first of all, I want to compare Barry Nelson to uh oh Jesus.
Oh, geez, Rick.
Oh no. So like Barry Nelson reminds me of Jeffrey Hunter's Captain Pike from The Cage in Star Trek. Like very stoic, kind of like a cowboy. Like he could play the lead cowboy in another show and not miss a beat. But like
This is Barry Nelson you're talking about.
yeah, Barry Nelson, James Bond, Jimmy
Yes.
Bond.
Yeah, yeah.
So
Card
like
sense.
card sense,
Hard sense.
like the show itself being an anthology show gives me Star Trek vibes from like the episodes where like they would do things on Earth-based planets, like gangster related stuff, or like I don't know if you guys seen episodes of that, but like in those Star Trek episodes, sometimes they had like a little bit of a cheese factor. So I was expecting this to be like that. It wasn't. Like I was genuinely surprised.
Yeah, the only cheese factor we'll call it
So
no, that's fine. That's yeah. Um I think that's a perfect term. But
thank you.
it's just it is in the dialogue. That's just again, that's of its time. Like 30 years from now, they're gonna listen to one of our podcasts and they're gonna hear how many times we say lock.
Yeah.
And they're gonna be like, are they having a stroke? Like,
What the hell's a cheese factor? That's what they're
yeah.
gonna.
So, yeah, no, they play it real straight here, which that really surprised me. And I tell you another thing that I really like about it is it's black and white.
Yes.
I think that really maybe it just suits this story.
Yeah.
But it's I could see watching like the 2006 Casino Royale, like watching a black and white version of it and it being like aesthetically cool.
Yes. I do want to say this about the black and white thing. Originally, this was actually shot in color.
Really?
Yes. But whenever they found it, see, like this was for a while considered lost media. And then like some dude in the 80s, I think, found, these film reels with this on it. And I guess that whenever he found them, it wasn't the color ones, it was just black and white. And that's why we're only seeing it black and white. But yeah, I agree, Caleb. Sometimes black and white makes things really cool, you know what I mean?
It gives it a noir
Yeah, like
vibe.
and this is definitely a noir,
Absolutely.
Bond movie.
Yes.
Bond
Like,
film, whatever you want to call it.
yeah. It adds to that noir atmosphere and that feeling. That's why I really wish Tarantino would have got a shot at it because that's what he wanted to do.
Yes, I agree.
And that's why I say like do like a parallel series on Amazon, sort of akin to that.
Yes.
I think honestly, it would probably only please us if like this, but it would just be cool to see like a mini series or something like done that way.
Yeah. Dude, that is literally like my dream for the Bond series is to have like a mini series like that,
Yes.
Like if they do it, I hope they make it kind of like just more gritty, more dark, you know what I mean? Like I
Yes.
Just do
Like-
like a 6-part BBC special.
Okay.
But
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm sorry.
Well, Amazon has the rights, so I don't know if they could do that.
No, I didn't know Amazon had the rights. I was just
Yeah.
saying stuff.
speaking of dark and gritty stuff, Colton, have you read any of the Garth Ennis Bond comics?
I have not. I have really been slacking on my Bond media intake. I'm disappointed in myself.
I'm disappointed in you too, boy.
Oh, dude, come on! You just watched one of the most niche Bond pieces of media
Yeah,
out there. I think you've redeemed yourself by a fraction.
Yeah, he is definitely.
Yeah, fair enough.
You know, I'm going to be honest with you guys. I didn't even expect. I didn't even expect y'all to even watch this.
What did you expect us to do? Come on here and just oh yeah, I remember that.
Well, like I mean, earlier today, whenever I messaged y'all and was like, "So, have y'all watched it yet?" But
I was literally
honestly, y'all were on top of it.
I was literally pulling it up on YouTube because I had a feeling I was like they might want to do that today. So, and I knew it was only like 45 minutes. That's the only reason I put it off for so long. Usually I'm Johnny on the spot.
Yeah, it's under an hour.
I got off the PlayStation as I was telling you guys I was going to watch it. I went in the living room, got the TV ready to watch the ball game, and then like watched it on YouTube, waiting for the ball game to come on. It like literally like an hour passed. I was like, oh, that wasn't that bad. Then turned the ball game, like watched the ball game. It was like perfect. Like couldn't time it any better.
So for people listening, if you do want to watch it, it is on YouTube. But that brings me to this, Colton. The version that you watched, I assume there's only like one or two versions on YouTube. The quality isn't great.
Mm-mm.
The
No.
audio quality, especially, and the live captions did not really help because
I didn't use the captions. I don't trust YouTube captions a lot of times.
well, yeah, that's the thing. Like the audio quality is so bad that the AI, I guess, could not like make actual words.
God, Sans.
Yeah. So there's a lot. I feel like I missed a lot of the dialogue.
I missed a bunch of it.
Yeah.
It was hard to like key up on everything they were saying and doing. Like it did not hold my attention the whole time.
Well, I didn't really have trouble paying attention until the card scene, which, man, that's on the filmmakers. Like they just didn't really know how to make an exciting card game. Which, let's be honest, the fact that they made the card scene in the 2006 Casino Royale the slightest bit exciting is pretty impressive. So, I don't really. It's hard for me to be upset about that.
Yeah, I totally agree.
Yeah. Jonathan, so you said you have this on DVD.
Mm-hmm.
I
have it on two. I have one DVD that is like literally, it's like got a case with Barry Nelson's face on it.
Yeah.
It's just Casino Royale, and then I've got another DVD that's it's 1967 Casino Royale, and one of the special features is this version of Casino Royale.
Oh my God. Wait.
So
I've got that. I've got that. Holy.
No.
You've probably had this
dude
for forever.
It is somewhere.
Yeah.
I cannot believe it. Okay.
Dude,
yes, because I have that DVD. Dude, I remember scrolling through the menu and seeing that and thinking, what is this? And I never watched it.
Yeah.
Dang.
A long time ago, like I'm talking about like 15 years ago, my Aunt Kathy, shout out
Aunt Kathy.
We were like in Walmart and I saw it was like two DVDs that were like saran wrapped together. It was like a bundle.
Yeah.
And it was Never Say Never Again. And it was the 1967 Casino Royale, which had this version on there. So you literally got all three unofficial Bond movies in one.
Yeah, I don't think it was Walmart, but I think I did get this from like one of those
Yeah, like
displays in a
yes.
grocery store. I remember seeing it and I'm telling my dad like, look, there's a Casino Royale, I gotta get it. He's like, you're gonna be very disappointed.
I'm surprised they let you get it.
I don't think he knew exactly the content, which in all fair, I mean, in fairness to him, I didn't really watch it. Like I got about 15, 20 minutes in, and I was like,
Yeah.
this is terrible.
Like,
Like
this is
even
ridiculous.
yes, even as like a 8, 9 year old, wherever I would have been, I was like, nope. I'm gonna watch The Living Daylights for
Yeah,
the
for real.
3,000th time.
Well, I would enjoy doing that. I really do need to watch the parody film, so I am ready to watch something new, Bond, I suppose.
So Colton, you seem to not be a would it be a stretch to say that you're not Barry Nelson's #1 fan?
I like Barry Nelson. I liked him.
Okay.
Was that a reference to the movie? Because I did not pick up on it.
Or it just no, it seems like I don't know, you're kind of throwing some shade at Barry Nelson at the beginning.
Caleb, if you're making a reference somewhere in this pod to the movie, I'm not picking
No,
up
no,
on
it
it.
seemed like it seriously seemed like you did not like his portrayal of Bond.
No, I liked him. You guys were just talking
Really?
about him, and like I didn't really get to talk much about him, so I was
Oh,
just
I'm
like,
sorry. Well, then that's on
no,
me
like
then.
I liked him. I just like the flow of the conversation moved off, and I was just like, oh, I'll bring it up later, and I
Okay.
did. So, no, I
Well,
liked
okay.
him.
What do you
I
think
liked him a
about
lot.
what do y'all think about, I thought it was kind of odd that they swapped their like made
Yeah.
Clarence English and Bond American.
No,
I
sir.
mean, I went into this knowing that Bond was American. I guess I expected Felix just to be American too, but and also I feel like the guy who played Clarence would have been a better Bond.
Yeah, I mean, like, honestly, that dude kind of looked like what Fleming's version of Bond, looked like. They could have
Looks a
just
little bit
got
like
him.
Christmas.
Like,
What if they just swapped scripts that day? They're like, why don't you let me play Bond and you play Clarence? And he was like, dude, like, I don't even know what James Bond is. Who cares? Sure.
He's like, I'm not getting paid for this anyway. I'm doing this as a favor.
so
Go ahead.
Barry Nelson is also in the movie The Shining.
Really,
Mm-hmm.
another film I've never seen.
Wait. Okay. Uh, I know this because I think I read some trivia. Okay, is he the manager that?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Yes. Very smart, Caleb. You,
That's a great movie. I love that movie.
yeah, I agree.
I need to watch it. Like I gotta go back and watch so many films from that time period. I'm just behind on.
Well, I mean, get it in the DVD player because that's next. We're watching The Shining
If I watch
next.
The Shining, I'm gonna watch it on Betamax. Okay.
Betamax. Do you have a Betamax player?
No, I don't have a Betamax.
Guys, I literally almost bought the Bond movies on Betamax one time.
You should. You should have all the versions
How
of
much
Bond.
were they?
It was like maybe $100, something like that. Like,
That would be, yeah, why not?
I mean, hey, you never know. One day you might just see me with the Betamax collection. It just seemed like something so niche. You know what I mean? Like,
I think Betamax is the only way to watch the original Star Wars trilogy without any special effects, right? Is that right, Colton?
I have no clue. Like,
Well, because I think if you were to, I don't think that there's a VHS or DVD or Blu-ray with the original untouched, like the original theatrical version of
So pre 97 or whatever, whenever they did the special trilogy.
yeah, I think somehow they just pushed all those original copies to the wayside, and yeah.
Yeah, I never had an original VHS copy of any of the original trilogy. I had a
I-
recording on
Do
VHS.
you still have it, Jonathan?
Okay, so I had the special edition VHSs. Okay, now I had 4, 5, and 6.
The good ones.
Yes, dude, I had those from when I was like a little boy, like really little boy. Had them up until I was in high school. Like I got out of high school, moved out of my dad's house. Literally, have never seen those VHSs again. I have no idea where they're at. I wish I still had them.
Hey, I told y'all wrong. Laserdisc is the only way to watch the original Star Wars. I think.
You know,
So, do you
go ahead.
guys know that like there's every now and then on Etsy you can find sellers selling the despecialized versions
Yeah,
of
but
the.
they're haven't they been edited like
I think so.
because I looked up a way to do it. I was gonna try to do it. I never did.
That would take a shit ton of time, but I
Well,
would commend.
apparently, well, there is a guide that'll walk you through it. Um, but it's still not.
100%.
Yeah, well, it's no, I think the finished product is like as close as you can get, but it's not an easy task.
There's also one other thing I'd like to bring up, completely irrelevant to James Bond, but still on this topic of Star Wars. So, did you guys know there's like a 5.5 hour long cut of the Revenge of the Sith?
Really,
Because
I didn't.
people went and edited all of the Order 66 stuff from the Clone Wars like animated series and cut it in to the Revenge of the Sith. So it's like the ultimate Revenge of the Sith edition.
that sounds
And like,
really cool.
dude, I want to watch it. I would love to watch it with you guys.
I think it might be a little jarring going from live action to animated to live, but
Hey,
I think I could deal with it because that. Go ahead.
hey, just imagine hitting your homeboy up, be like, "What you been doing today, man?" It's like, "Man, I just watched a 5 hour long Star Wars movie with cartoon graphics mixed with
Or
live action."
or
I
better
just want
yet, or better yet, hey man, what you been up to today? I've been editing this Star Wars movie. I've been
You gotta do it.
intersplicing. I've been intersplicing scenes from the animated series.
Which by the way, the animated series is top tier. Like I loved it. I watched like every episode of the Clone Wars. It was superb.
Yeah, I've always heard that that is like one of the better Star Wars shows or
Yeah, great.
stories, I guess. Um,
They flesh out Anakin and Obi-Wan so much.
yeah.
It's so good. So good.
Hey, while we're on the topic of editing, um, I'm Jonathan. It's all right.
What? What's up?
I just feel like you're fixing to just chew me and Colton out.
No, Jonathan loves Star Wars. He's not minding this at all.
Well, this is veering way off. I mean,
What do these people expect?
we
though?
are so far separated
Well,
from Casino Royale at this
I-
point. So might as well just keep going down this. Uh, anyway, okay. So who is the guy that played Eddie Brock in Spider-Man 3 and the Raimi Spider-Man
Topher
3?
Grace.
Topher Grace. Yes. Okay. So you might know this. He took the Hobbit trilogy and condensed it into one movie.
Thank God.
Yeah, and apparently, I don't know where you would find it or how you would watch it or whatever, but apparently it's really good. Yeah, because
I I would enjoy
it
that.
it gets rid of all that needless crap that's in those movies.
That didn't they just like stretch those out just to make more money?
Oh yeah, dude. Have you read the book?
Dude, Tolkien is one of my like
Oh yeah.
kryptonite.
Yeah,
I cannot read
it's
Tolkien.
the ramblings of a mad autistic man is
Like
what it
I can't
is.
read it. I cannot do it.
Colton, I thought
It's
you
hard.
loved Tolkien.
No.
I do.
I
love
respect Tolkien.
yes.
I can't read Tolkien.
His world building is incredible. Like his the depth of detail with at which he builds this world, these stories take place in, is great. But his narrative structure, like the way he tells a story is not good.
Dude, they'll be walking through the woods and they run into Tom Bombadil and he starts singing for 6 days. Like
Yeah,
I
yeah.
hate it. Like,
It's not good. It's kind of like it's almost like us trying to talk about Casino Royale right
and then
now
talking about Lord of the Rings novels.
But
and Topher
somehow
Grace
Lord of the
and
Rings.
Laserdisc and Betamax. Like,
To
So
be fair, if anybody's seen this version of Casino Royale, they already know what we're talking about. And they're probably just listening to us talk about whatever anyway, because they like us. So thank you for listening.
that's yeah,
to be straight with y'all,
yeah.
I've never seen the Lord of the Rings.
I've never seen the movies either.
I've never read the books. You know what you know how I know what Lord of the Rings is? So I'm a big Led Zeppelin fan, and like half a dozen Led Zeppelin songs reference the Lord of the Rings. So like that's how I know about it.
Yeah, y'all are screwing with me, right?
No,
No,
I've
I'm
never
being
had
dead
the attention
ass.
span to sit all the way through Lord of the Rings. I know what happens. I've been spoiled. Like I want to
God,
watch them.
dude, of all the times to lag out, please, please disconnect me from this call.
Why?
I'm just, I cannot believe that, dude.
Oh no, the cast is great. Like I have no complaints about what I've seen. I have not sat down and watched an entire film at all. Like I've seen like the end of the last one. I've seen like the beginning of the first one. I've seen like the action scenes in the middle one, but like never finished them all. I've
Oh
seen
crap!
all the Hobbit.
I don't know where Return of the King is, but yeah,
What are those the DVDs?
yeah.
Dude, I've
The
got the Blu-ray.
the director's extended edition, the 6 hour long version.
I,
No,
I I probably have it like right here beside me. They're probably one of my James Bond movies.
and you never watched them?
No, like I've literally in the past year I've sat down and tried to watch them, and I've just, dude, I have so much other stuff going on. I just
Oh
haven't finished them.
man.
You just have to look
Well,
at daylights going on, and you
The
get
living daylights, man.
it's like, how am I supposed to watch this when Living Daylights is on every other television in my home?
Like, who's gonna watch the living daylights if I don't watch the living daylights?
Yeah.
daylights.
My wife just leaves the house at this point. She was missing for days. She doesn't want to watch it. Um, yeah. I in your defense, I guess, when I watch these now, it usually takes me like 3 days per movie. But
Yeah,
yeah, it's hard to find time to watch them, but like, man, they're so worth it. They're
Uh,
I
great
mean,
movies.
I do need to watch it seriously. Like
they're well directed from what I've seen, and the effects look great, like the practical effects.
Yes, dude. I could go on and on about that. So yeah. That's man, I don't think I've ever met anybody like me. That's kind of, I mean, let's just say it, I'm a nerd. It's never seen the Lord of the Rings. That's just wild to me.
Dude, like I have other books that I read that reference the Lord of the Rings. I'm like, oh yeah, I knew that. Because like,
So
you know,
your knowledge of Lord of the Rings is kind of like my knowledge of Star Trek. Like,
Yeah, probably.
yeah, like what I know about Star Trek is just mainly from Futurama. All the references that Futurama makes to Star Trek.
Dude, I totally yeah, because like they reference Captain Pike's Beep Beep chair in Futurama. I'm like, it's hilarious.
Yeah.
Here,
Oh,
just so you know, like I have the novels. Like
Colton over here got the whole flipping collection.
I've
listen,
never read them.
I've got the novels. I just haven't gotten around to burning them yet.
Burning them into my brain. Dude, I've tried listening to the audiobook for like multiple times. I really can't do it.
Yeah, the books are a bit of a chore to read. Honestly, I've only read through them once, and I probably won't ever again because the movies are better. They're structured, they're paced better than the books.
It would be hard to be any worse from from what I read.
Yeah, it's just man.
Yeah, I'm not talking bad about Tolkien's writing. Like it's just not for me.
I agree, but no, I it's fine if you are because I agree. Yeah, he's not a great story. He's an excellent world builder, but not a very good storyteller.
Guys, I hope none of our fans are big Tolkien fans as well, because
If you guys are Tolkien fans, let us know in the comments below. Tell us what you didn't like about what we had to say.
Unsubscribe from us. What they're going to do?
Dude, no one our luck. The 6 people that watch this are like Tolkien's grandkids. And there goes all of our fans.
Yep.
You're like, I can't read my grandfather's work either.
So all in all, what'd you think about Casino Royale 1954?
Enjoyable. We'll never watch it again.
I wouldn't say that. I probably will watch this again at some
Yeah,
point.
like I rewatch this one periodically, like every year or two. Like I'll sit down and watch it. Like I don't know.
Well, it's kind of like I don't know. It's like when it's part of the history, so it's kind of you kind of have to, I guess. Dude, if I was not a James Bond fan, I would have gotten nothing from this.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Agreed. Yes. I want to think that I think I've actually showed this to my stepdaughter Charlie. Because Charlie watches Bond with me from time to time.
You mentioned that. So what does she think?
I mean, it was one of those things. I had it on TV, and I'm like, Charlie, see that dude right there? And she's like, yeah. I'm like, that's James Bond.
And she's like,
what? And I'm like, yeah, man, that's Bond. But
yeah, I started to watch this the other night, and because my wife and I were in the living room, and I was like, I think I'm gonna go ahead and watch this movie. I was like, it's not long. I was like, you want to just watch it with me? And she's like, I might. So I pulled it up on YouTube, and it said like 50 minutes, and I was like, you're not gonna sit here for 50 minutes through this, because I was thinking it was like a half an hour or something. Because like, dude, honestly, I kind of expected this to be hard to get through, but it was like
it's not
for a 45-minute, 50-minute runtime, whatever it is. It went by really quick, and I think, I think that just has more to do with me. Like it's part of the lore, like I was saying earlier. Like that's the core of my interest here.
Agreed.
I think it's also structured well too as a television episode.
Yeah, it really is.
I actually, so it seems like we're pretty much kind of more positive about it. Like I don't think it's bad at all. I've always enjoyed watching this. Of course, I always viewed it as just an oddity, but I've always enjoyed watching it. I always kind of thought that this was, I think this might be one of the most true to the page renditions of Fleming stories. Really, besides the whole Vesper and Mathis, being put together, this is pretty true to the book. You know what I mean?
I do. I have a question. At the end of the episode, is he pulling his toenails out? Or is he cutting his toes off?
I always thought it was like something to do, like, using pliers on your feet. I guess I don't know.
Yeah, either way, whatever he's doing with it's a nutcracker, right? Is that what it is?
Was it a nutcracker?
Pliers. The
I don't
quality was atrocious, Jonathan. I cannot stress that enough. I could not
Yeah, I couldn't
tell.
see shit.
Yes.
Either way, either way, whatever he was doing, like whether he was cutting his toes off or pulling his toenails out, either way, that is like a really morbid for 1954 television. I was so surprised by that. And apparently, there is an edited version of this where, okay, so the version that I watched, he winds up shooting Lashif.
Yeah.
Apparently, okay. Apparently, there's another version where that is edited out. Is that for time or for content or
I don't know. I don't know why they have two endings, but yeah, they have one where he ends up shooting Lashif, and then there's one where he doesn't.
Yeah. Just seems like the story would be incomplete. I prefer the version where he shoots Lashif, honestly.
Yeah, me too.
That's the most James Bond thing he does.
But,
You're kind of right.
James Bond be killing folks.
He even says it in one of the scenes leading up to what we were just talking about. He's like, I kill or something for a living, and so do you. It's like, I bet you enjoy it.
Yeah, which is a pretty good saying too.
Yeah. I don't know, man. It just surprised me. Like, this was actually really
it's not bad, is it? Like,
for a 1954, just a one-off.
Yeah.
It's
like flashes here and there that are just like, oh, this is good, and then like a long.
And they play cards for 30 minutes. It's like,
But I have to say this. Peter Lorre as Lashif, man. That's the thing.
Yeah.
One
more thing. I guess you guys are about ready to wrap up, but I wanted to bring up the one gadget that I can think of, unless you count the bug in Bond's room, the cane gun.
Yeah.
I like how the guy describes it to Bond, or was it Clarence? Who did he have it pointed? He had it pointed. Was it Bond?
Yeah.
Because after the card game, right?
Yeah.
Right. Okay. He's like, this is not a cane, Mr. Bond. This is actually a gun, and not a cane, but a weapon that fires bullets like a gun. But it is also silent. But it is not a cane. Also, it's a gun.
Guys, I have been zoned in for the past 3 minutes on something completely unrelated to whatever the hell you guys are talking about. And I'm about to tell you why. The reason I know who Peter Lorre is because of Looney Tunes.
Okay. Oh, okay.
He's been like in Looney Tunes and like a whole bunch of other cartoons parodied. It's brilliant.
I remember seeing that name in the credits a lot now. Yeah.
I'm about to send y'all some. Just look at it. Would you just look at it?
Yeah. That's him.
Yeah. Jonathan,
unfortunately.
Unfortunately. You have anything to say about it, John? Did you know that? I'm sure you did.
I didn't.
Dude.
Hey, look, I feel like we did not do this show justice So I'm gonna read us a little trivia and sort of make up for it. Okay. The first ever witty Bond one-liner in a James Bond movie occurs at the beginning of this television movie. Jesus Christ. When Bond's out, Clarence Liner.
Where the hell did Jonathan go?
He just gave up, dude. He's fixing to go to the breaker box and just cut the main breaker off. He's done. All right. Where was I? I don't care. No, okay. The first ever witty Bond one-liner in a James Bond movie occurs at the beginning of this television movie when Bond's ally Clarence. We already talked about this. Aren't you the fellow who was shot? And Bond replies, "No, I'm the fellow who was missed." Yeah, that's like one of the first things. Okay. This Casino Royale television movie was lost for 20. We talked about this too. We're so far ahead of you, IMDb.
Just like a baseball player, we touched all the bases.
Barry Nelson is the first actor and only American to play James Bond in an authorized production, although American Richard Conte was the drawing model for the British paperback cover of Casino Royale 1955 reprint. Ask Jonathan about that. I bet you he's got, well, I can just look it up, but I bet you he's either got that novel. Okay, I think we get it. Hey, Jonathan, I want to ask you about this. Okay, this is Barry Nelson is the first actor and only American to play James Bond in an authorized production. Although American Richard Conte, I guess that's how you pronounce it, was the drawing model for the British paperback cover of Casino Royale 1955 reprint. Do you have that, perchance?
I don't.
Thought it might be something you had.
Hey, well,
Man,
send that to me. Like screenshot that and send it to me.
Okay.
Or
Yes,
send
the
me a link
1950
to whatever you're on or whatever.
Well, it's just IMDb.
Okay. Oh, okay. I got you. I'll just look at it on there then.
Well, I'll make it easier. Just take a picture of it.
No, I'll have to look into that.
Yeah. Okay. Here's a couple more. Barry Nelson has said that his main impetus for taking the role was the opportunity to work with legendary actor Peter Lorre. What does Peter Lorre look like, you think? Colton? Could you help us out with that?
Yeah. He looks a little bit like
I haven't a
this.
clue. Ah!
He looks a little bit like that.
Okay.
It's so strange.
Okay, yeah. His main impetus was for taking the role was to work with Peter Lorre. Nelson has been reported as saying, yes, he is that ugly in person.
Man,
That's not what it says. Okay. Nelson had been a fan of the actor's great body of work and believed that if he didn't take this opportunity to work with him here, it may not present itself again. Ian Fleming received 3 offers for the movie rights to his Casino Royale novel during 1954. The producer and director Gregory Ratoff bought the rights to the novel in May 1954 for $600. It was a 6-month option, and Ratoff took this to CBS, who produced and broadcast this 1-hour episode of Climax. CBS purchased the rights to the Ian Fleming novel for $1,000. John Shepherdge negotiated the sale of the movie and television rights in 1954. Before the sale, the Casino Royale novel had not been successful and was even retitled and Americanized for its paperback issue. Did you know that?
Yes, it was called You Asked for It.
Okay.
They did the same thing to the Moonraker novel. It was called
Dawn of the Day.
What? Too Hot to Handle. That's what the Moonraker novel was called.
Okay, I didn't know about that one.
Yep.
Like
one of my classrooms, I have the covers of those. Hold on 1 second. I have the covers of those novels in like little frames You know that I just
Cool.
I just printed them out of the computer and put them up as like decor in my classroom.
I, I doubt I'll ever get the chance. I would love to just walk through your classroom and see all the stuff you have. You should just walk around and take a video.
Yeah.
I want to say that, and like, you think they would let you upload it? Probably not.
I can do you one better. I say
Okay.
John has like a day where we come up there and like aggravate the hell out of his class. Just like
Yes.
teach class one day. Just tell all the shit they don't want to know about all the movies and stuff we know about.
We should do an episode. So okay, so I missed Dr. No One from Rush with Love, right?
Yeah.
We should do those, and we could just condense it into one episode, but do it in the classroom.
Yes.
And like the backdrop will be the kids or whatever. They're like nodding off, falling asleep.
Like, Mr. Lynham, do we really have to listen to these two jackasses?
Mr. Lime, can we please do work?
Can we please eat? It's been 6 days.
If you guys would quit going on tangents and talk about Star Wars and Raimi's Spider-Man 3.
Tim Burton, Spider-Man 3.
Do you guys even want me to finish reading this?
I didn't know you were reading anything to be with Caleb. I'm kidding.
You thought I was improvising?
No. Keep reading. I was kidding.
Okay. Okay. CBS purchased the rights to the Ian Fleming novel for $1,000. John Shepherd negotiated the sale of the movie and television rights in 1954. Before the sale, the Casino Royale novel had not been successful and was even retitled and Americanized for its paperback issue. Fleming also needed money. 12 months later, and after the television screening, Radoff bought Casino Royale outright in perpetuity for an additional $6,000. Both sales, including the option and the buyout, are considered to have been sold too cheaply. I'd say so. And were two sales that Ian Fleming regretted. I would also say so. With the money from the larger sale, Ian Fleming bought a Ford Thunderbird. Cool. At the cost of 3,000 pounds sterling. Gregory Radoff died on December 14th, 1960. His widow sold the rights to Charles K. Feldman for $75,000 in 1961. Dang, dude. Wow. $75,000 in 1961. Feldman went on to make the James Bond parody Casino Royale. Oh, man. And it would not be made as an Eon Productions movie until Casino Royale 2006.
So let me ask you this. Have you guys seen the 1967 Casino Royale?
Sadly, no.
Like I said, just like a few minutes of it.
All right. Well,
Don't you say it.
that's what we're doing next time, boys. So get ready. So we have 67 Casino and we have 1983's Never Say Never Again. Just out of the three, I will say Never Say Never Again is my favorite of them.
I was about to say that's the one that I don't know if I would even say looking forward to. I guess that's the one that I'm out of all of these that I don't think I will mind watching.
Yeah, I definitely don't think I'm going to mind watching that one, unlike the next one I'm about to have to watch. I feel like it's going to be a long week.
Yep. Anyway.
Colton, have you seen Never Say Never Again?
Yeah, I've watched like the beginning of it. And the only thing I can mention is that like, what's her name? Something Bates. It's not Kathy Bates. The I know it's not Kathy Bates. I know who the hell that is. She's in Fried Green Tomatoes. If you haven't seen Fried Green Tomatoes, watch Fried Green Tomatoes.
Is it an Eon? Is it an Eon production or?
Probably not, Caleb. No.
It's an unofficial. Operation Fried Green Tomato.
Operation Fried Green Tomatoes. What's the woman's name in Never Say Never Again?
The actress? Or
Yeah, she's also in Batman 89. Like she's the female.
Kim Basinger?
Kim Basinger. Jesus Christ. I don't know where I got Bates from.
Basinger, or however you say her last
Oh
name.
yeah, you're right. Yeah, something like that. She's great in Batman, and
Yeah.
she's in Never Say Never Again.
Yeah, she's Never Say Never Again was like her first big movie.
Really?
Yeah.
That's interesting. Huh.
Well, both are Warner Brothers films, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, guys, I will say this: 67 Casino Royale. I mean, it's not going to bore you. I mean, it'll be exciting. I mean, and it is one of the craziest movies with one of the craziest stories. There is a book. It's called The Making of Casino Royale. I've got it. I might even bring it on next time. It's a good buy if you ever want to learn more about this crazy movie. It's
So- Yeah, let me take a stab at like what that novel is about, or that book rather. Wasn't the production of that movie just complete chaos?
yes, like insanity.
Yeah. And I think that comes off pretty well in the movie.
Pretty well,
I think it'll be interesting at the very least.
Well, guys, if that's all you got to say, I guess until next time, where we'll be seeing 1967's Casino Royale.
Yeah, see?
Yeah, see. Well, guys, it's been good.
It's not a cane, it's a gun. It just looks like a cane and it's silent, but it's a gun.
Jimmy Cod since Bond.
Well, y'all be good.
Watch Lord of the Rings. Just watch it.
Will do.
Toodaloo.